Flat Earth Debate, Uncut and After Show. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they premiere, and there's also a Ko-Fi, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patrons, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon. So, a massive shout of thanks and appreciation to Smith Tools and Purchase, Level Plain Poem, Vitali Z, Colton James, BG, Survive the Spin, FE Patriot, Thomas van der Zander, Gary Hughes, Measured Flat, Chris Wouters, Sea Level Cultist, Mitch Kennedy, Rod, The Name's Burley, Twadwazzle, Jason Hornsby, Christoph Fournier, Flat Earth Travolta, J Mel's 24, Unimento, M, Iron 26, Endless, Goldie McKinnon, Retro Bill, Michael Kahn, John Kays, Patrick Gunnels, Banter, Hairy Blade, Mobile Mac 777, Rob W, Del West Watson, Unbelievable Productions, Blue Ridge Ranger, Abraham Mohammed, Skeptic 936, Texas Mike, Chow Yun Cat, David Wayne Foster, and Dank. So another massive thank you to all of you for supporting me on Patreon. Now I will hand across to whoever is in Discord and Google while I set up for today's live show.
A tangent is an azimuth, it's a course. You go from point A to point B horizontally. It's a vector.
A chord? A vector? No, it's not a vector.
It is a vector, an azimuth.
So what's the definition of a vector?
A direction.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's a axis of freedom from a certain
vector. A vector has direction and magnitude.
Welcome to Flat Earth, eh?
Because I know the definition of a vector and you do not? Okay.
No, because you said horizontal lines, spheres. There is nothing horizontal on the surface of a sphere.
Okay, so I'm going to say this one more time. If you don't understand it, I can explain it in more depth, but you're not getting it. A tangent line is a horizontal line if it is perpendicular to plumb.
So, welcome to Flat Earth, because there are no horizontal lines on the surface of a sphere.
So try to repeat what I just said.
Omnivore.
You don't have perpendicular to plumb on the surface of a sphere. Perpendicular is 90 degrees.
I did not say. Okay, so the horizontal line does not go along the surface of the sphere. It is tangent to the sphere.
So omnivore, you know. Accurate is because the surface is curving.
So, do you know what a non-developable surface is in geometry?
We're talking about the Earth, though.
I know. I'm asking if he knows what a non.
Do you ask a question with you always answer your questions with another?
Yes.
Question?
Well, I do because I started making assumptions that flat earthers understood what I was saying, and I learned very quickly that usually was not the case.
So are you going to answer or present your argument?
Yes. Okay. So because the Earth is a non-developable surface.
Yes, I've just muted my line in Discord just so we can talk amongst ourselves for a moment, Neil. Yes, we are live. Yes, this is going out live to you in chat asking.
It's the Earth is a non-developable surface. Therefore,
it sounds like begging the question.
It's not begging the question. That is what the reason is for the distortion in all map projections.
Put in an argument.
It's not an argument. It is literally the reason. So do you understand what a projection means in geometry? Mathematics.
What I understand is that the visible boundary between where the sky appears to meet the land or the sea, it's a horizontal line, and all horizontals are parallel to it, and all
I know you believe that. Yes, I know you have that belief.
It's not I believe in that. It's a definition of the words.
Okay, so yes, you believe that. So Amir, that is the answer. Okay, those maps are all projections of a globe. Whether or not the Earth is a globe is something you could choose to not believe or argue or whatever. I'm not arguing that right now. Okay, I don't care about that. But they are
Your argument. So
projections.
you're not making an argument. So you're not making an argument that the reason that the maps have distortions is because the surface is curving. That's not your argument.
No, that's not my argument. My argument is that all maps have my position is that all maps have distortions. Okay.
As for your argument.
You're not answering.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You're not addressing what I said. Hello?
Omnivore. George, I'll get to you in a second.
When
George,
you
I'll
look
get
at
to you in
the
a second.
horizon.
George, I'll get to you in a second.
Omnivore.
I'm trying to answer Amir. He thinks I didn't answer him. So.
No, you did. You said no. You said no. You didn't have an argument. That was your answer.
I didn't say I didn't have an argument. I said I'm not making that argument.
So
the horizon
that's
is not
the
the
answer.
tangent.
The answer is you're not making an argument.
Yeah, I don't see how you would come to the conclusion that maps having distortions is a point of argument.
That was your argument. You said you brought up the distortions.
It's not my argument. So Amir, you're okay. So I want you
don't have an argument.
No, I need you to. I want you to understand what's going on here, okay? Without jumping to the conclusion. So,
what conclusion? I asked you for your argument.
I know. I understand that. So let me explain
said
to
you're
you.
not making an argument,
right? And I asked you a question, and you didn't want to answer it. So I'm gonna. So that means if I take it, that you understand what I'm talking about, obviously, then we get into this you don't have an argument nonsense. So let me explain. All right.
What do you mean? That's what you said.
No, I said I'm not making that argument.
An argument.
I didn't say I don't have an argument.
What is your argument?
Yes. Okay. Well, my argument is that all maps have distortions. Every projection map of the Earth has different distortions. That's my claim. And
your argument would be?
The argument, I mean, you could just look at the maps and you can see that there are different distortions. But if that doesn't make any sense to you, then what you can do is this. We can start with, do we agree that those maps are all projections of a globe? Yes or no?
Yes, let's address the horizon.
Yes. Okay, good.
The horizon is not the tangent. Hello?
Look, one thing at a time.
Is not the tangent.
George, one thing at a time. Okay, so George agrees they are all projections of a globe. Do you agree they're all projections of a globe, Amir?
I think the coordinate system,
yes.
how they develop the coordinate system.
Yes.
The coordinate system has some type of some
longitude only longitude.
Well, I was going to say they just have some hidden variables that are not really known to me.
Okay, so you believe in hidden variables. I'm not going to address that right now. Well, let's take it as a matter of faith, right? So there's some hidden variables in the coordinate system, and what that means is that when I'm making a flat map, I am doing some sort of math, which is called a projection, to take it from a globe shape to a flat surface. Now, in geometry, a globe is called a non-developable surface, which means you cannot mathematically transform it to a flat shape without distortion. I'll say that again because it's super important. If you are going from a curved shape, a spherical type shape, to a flat shape, mathematically you cannot do that without creating distortion. That's not an opinion. That's just how geometry works.
Doing it then.
It's true the other way around too.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true if you take a planar surface.
Yes.
And then you turn that into a sphere, right? It will have distortions, right?
Yes, it will. Yeah. So, but what that means is that all of those maps that you could reference, the Mercator projection, the AE projection, the Buckminster-Fuller projection, all of those projections that you're referenced to are projections from a globe. If you have a map that's not a projection from a globe, more power to you. Those aren't the maps I'm talking about.
And they're all distorted. And who cares?
As far as I know, nobody's using them. What that means
map of the Holland is not projection of the globe.
Yeah. What that means is that
it's map of the Holland projection of the globe.
I know you're interrupting me. I got it.
I'm asking you a question.
Sasha. He's in the middle of a conversation with Amir. Just step off for a second.
So, what that means is that any map that you choose, any world map that has that is a projection from a globe.
I'll mute myself in the Hangout so we can still talk about what's going on if you like, Eli and Neil. In other words, don't feel like you've got to remain silent while I'm on mute in this Discord server.
If you think that's an argument, why you're allowing it's not. It's not an
comment
argument
on it as it takes place.
It's an explanation. If you think that that's contentious, I don't know what to tell you. Take a look at the geometry of it.
Yeah, you said they started with a globe.
Yes. All of those maps.
You're assuming
it started with a globe.
No, I'm not assuming the conclusion. That's literally how they make the maps. Maybe they're wrong. Maybe it's a flat surface. Maybe they're evil Illuminati people trying to fool you.
Maybe it's a flat
all of those projections start from a globe. Now, you can say that that's an incorrect view of the Earth. You could say that that is a big lie. Whatever you want to say, whatever conspiracy theory you want to...
Let's see if one of the panel in Discord figure out to ask him where the globe came from to start projecting it back flat again. Let's see if they get there.
Literally why those maps are all called projections.
No, it's because you made two claims. You made the claim, which I agree with, that you say that maps have distortions. And then you also made the claim that they started with a globe. Those are your words verbatim.
Started with a globe.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you're connecting those two.
Both claims, absolutely. So show me a map that is not a projection, a world map.
Burden of proof.
Yeah, so a map. I mean, you could take like all the
pictures. Show me a world map that's not a projection. If you can find one,
you can take all the pictures from Google. They're all taken from the same elevation. You know that they're all taken from about the same height of, like, commercial airplanes.
Yes.
And you can actually put them all together, and they make a map. Did you know that?
Okay. I've heard the claims. So I just want to make something clear. If you are referring to any map, and the name of that map is a blank, fill in the blank projection, that map, definitionally by its name, started with a globe. Do you follow why I'm saying that?
No, I just gave you an example of one that doesn't have any projection on it. It's the Google took pictures at elevation of
started with the globe. Now we're here.
Jets,
started with the globe. Now the whole ball's here.
Okay, is this a map projection? No,
I said it's not a projection. They're actually
okay. So then, that's a map.
Well, they're going back and forth. It didn't. It started with elevation angles to stars to create the globe to then project it flat. Just spoilers for the flat earthers listening in.
You can look them up at the same elevation. You can zoom out, and when there's still pictures of the Earth and all that.
When you zoom out, is the Earth a sphere?
It's actually after that. It's not a real actual images.
When you zoom out from Google Earth, is it?
They're not images anymore.
Okay,
you know that, right?
All right.
You know they're not images, right? You know they're not actual.
No, I'm not sure. What you're talking about is not a map projection. It's not.
That's what I said. I said it isn't a projection.
Yeah. Okay.
You asked me for a map of the Earth. That's not a projection. Right. Okay. I just gave you one.
Okay. So that if you zoom out, it turns into a globe, and the globe.
It's not. It does not. You can't zoom. When you take pictures from the same elevation, you're taking it all from a plane.
Okay.
From a single plane. That's where Google takes all these pictures.
And did they take maps?
It doesn't. You can't zoom out after that because they actually become images. They don't actually become photographs.
Okay.
Did you know?
So if you consider that a map, and if you consider that to be not to be distorted in any way.
So the ground view of Google Earth, again, spoiler, is used professionally. People pay for the software and build stuff using it.
Pictures to the globe.
It's using linear distances and is flat.
I told you about the pictures, not you're just how it goes to the globe. No, that's just it becomes.
Why are you talking about pictures?
But there's also LIDAR maps. Are you familiar with?
Well, what he's doing, Neil, is he's trying to take it from the projected globe and say that will only ever distort, and then flip the burden. So we're working from there thus far.
At a horizontal level across the well, usually you take the perimeter of.
When you say a horizontal level, are you assuming that the level is horizontal?
No, so a plane flies.
So can you take that?
Second interruption.
A plane flies, with respect to its artificial horizon. The artificial horizon, that gets from its gyroscope. It flies at certain elevation, and it has to fly in certain elevation so the LIDAR can instantly map the ground beneath.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So
can you find a citation that the level flight is horizontal? No, you can't.
That is freaking retarded.
So show me that citation.
LIDAR mapping.
No, show me that citation. I do. I know about it. Yes, I know about it. What you cannot find, and what your positive claim, is that the level flight of the plane is horizontal.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Do you want me to? Okay, so I just told you, and you already denying before I presented.
I'm not.
Again, we could just spoil his attempted rumpusings, right? Horizontal is horizontal.
The LIDAR pictures is flying horizontal.
Yeah, that's level.
You can definitely look it up. Just the process itself.
It's level your claim, right? Amir. It's Amir.
You want a citation? You have to look up.
I do want a citation. Yes, I do, because you're wrong about that. And so, if you try to find a citation for it, you will discover you're wrong about it.
No, I know exactly where you get it from.
You have a citation for 2 + 2 = 4.
What is that? NASA Oceanic from NASA. NOAA.
You got a citation that level is horizontal, for level flight, because you're saying that's level.
We do LIDAR mapping for them. Yeah.
Okay. Show me the site that says the plane flying and taking the LIDAR pictures is flying horizontally.
Here we go again.
See, LIDAR mapping systems especially use horizontal mapping, utilizing laser pulse to create detailed 3D models of an area, with some systems achieving horizontal accuracy for up to 1 centimeter.
So show me the citation.
You just told me to give each a citation.
Yes, I want. So, are you afraid to share the link?
Projection.
What do you mean afraid to share? I'm showing you that you. Are you? If you know about it, you.
I'm asking. So I'm asking you for the citation.
I just showed you a citation.
You didn't.
A LIDAR mapping vector nav.
You just read vector something nav. Out.
That's a citation.
Are you willing to put the link in the chat?
Are you able to see the chat?
I can see the chat. I can't post in it, obviously, but you can put the link in there.
All right. Give me a minute.
Oh, you put it in Globe Earth Central.
No, it's a vector nav. But I can.
Main text chat.
Real quick.
Am I going to have to step in again because there's silence? Well, this is fun. So did we get to clear up that the globe and all the maps that are utilised have come from that globe? The flatties didn't seem to want to concede that to Omni. Did that get cleared up or what? I mean, we'll get onto citations for horizontal being level, for level flight, and that we'll come back to that. But I'm just a little bit bemused as to why the flatties wouldn't concede that to Omni. Right? All the globe projections that we use for mapping. Go on, George. He was talking to you, right?
Yeah. So I just to finish this conversation here, I just posted the link. It's called Vector Nav. The citation is LIDAR sensors are able to achieve a range accuracy of 0.4 5 to 10 millimeters relative to the sensor, and a mapping accuracy of up to 1 centimeter horizontal and 2 centimeters vertical.
Okay. Yep. So
the conversation took a turn.
No,
we were talking about the horizon, that visible boundary where the sky appears to meet the land or the sea. That
I'm
boundary
really sorry
is
to do this to you,
horizontal by
George.
definition.
I didn't do that to throw you a lifeline to join in. I'm really sorry. Right? Omni's talking to Amir. If he's done and he rounds out, then fine, he'll come back to you. He did say that. He's been ever so polite. That's why I'm backing him. But I wasn't doing that just so you could jump back in. I'm really sorry, George. Guys, carry on.
No, that's okay. I thought that they were done. Fine.
No.
Yeah,
he'll say.
I kind of was done. He's just not going to concede that.
Well, no, we'll see, Amir.
Okay.
I just asked you.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. So I gave you a citation. It used horizontal. Here's the LIDAR.
This is
another citation.
Okay.
A LIDAR unit scans from side to side, with some having a full 360-degree horizontal field of view, which creates a very dense point cloud and represents a surrounding area.
Yes.
So,
correct.
Yeah.
So okay.
Flies horizontal.
So I just no. Okay. What I asked for was a citation that the plane was flying horizontally. I know that providing a citation is probably a new thing for you on this server.
He's going to hold him to
the whole thing. It's horizontal.
Right?
No. It's flying horizontally.
No. The LIDAR mapping thing rotates horizontally. Yes. But what your claim was that the plane that's using the LIDAR system is flying horizontally. That's the claim that I asked you to provide a citation for, which I don't think you can do.
Yeah, that's how planes fly. We've got pitch data for this, by the way.
That is a process, but I can bring it up here. I can bring it up here.
Yeah. Well, you said I wouldn't. You said I wouldn't concede. So I just wanted to.
No, you didn't concede.
I did. Right. I did not concede. Yes.
We'll see if he gets
because what I asked for is not what you provided. Like I said, I'm happy to provide citations, because in my experience, when I make a claim,
makes me wonder: is he testing him?
Yeah, that's probably not.
Bosh.
Okay, research gate. Representation of a LIDAR scan along a horizontal plane in a simulated environment.
So does that say that the plane is flying a horizontal path?
Yeah, that's what it says. Horizontal plane.
Okay, so
it flies on a
horizontal plane is not talking about the plane. Is not the airplane there.
No, it's flying.
Just one second, Omni. Sorry.
Okay, so
Neil, hold on 1 second. Sorry, just 1 second, guys. Sorry to interrupt.
Citation.
I'm really sorry. Let's just hear it again, Amir. Hopefully without interruption.
Oh yes. So a representation of the LIDAR scan along a horizontal plane in a simulated environment.
Stop a second.
The plane
I'm hoping to get it without interruption. Third attempt. And maybe it's devastating to Omni that he doesn't want to come in unimpeded. I don't get it, but let's try third time. Go ahead, Amir.
So Amir.
So shut up. So shut your mouth.
The plane in question.
So shut your mouth, you arrogant twat that won't shut up because he's losing.
That's not what it means. But
we haven't heard it. We haven't heard it yet. We haven't heard it yet. We haven't heard it yet. We're just hearing Omni, the wanker who can't shut up. I'm going to ask for a fourth time to get Amir to cite that which you're scared of. Are you scared of hearing the citation?
Okay.
Shut up.
All right.
Shut up. Fifth time that he's impeded this. What a coward. Amir, fifth attempt. Hopefully you'll get it unimpeded this time. Go ahead.
Yeah, so no, what I'm reading is the research gate. So they have a when the plane flies, it says scans along the representation of a LIDAR scan along a horizontal plane in a simulated environment. So it's just showing how it works when the plane and the LIDAR goes along a elevation and then they're taking those data points and they're showing this. I'm just talking about the particular place I'm at right here. It says it just represents it as a horizontal plane in a simulated environment.
So just so we're clear. Okay. All right.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So I think we're conceding that you cannot find a citation that shows that the plane is flying horizontally.
Bosh, pitch data.
No, I wasn't prepared to talk about LIDAR method.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's okay. It's okay.
I have
it's okay.
this citation. It's from Noah. So Noah.
Yeah, you have a citation. Something else. I got it.
I have to step in again.
Well, I can show you exactly. Just give me a minute.
That's fine. Look, this is new for a bunch of people. Having to provide citations is not a common thing in these discussions for some of us, for some positions. But I do want to talk about pitch data since Droid,
proactively
Divergent Droid, posted some pitch data.
Told you that was where it was going.
You are aware that...
Hold on. Pitch from what? Pitch from what?
Oh, God.
From an airplane.
George, oh, God, hold on.
No. The airplane gets the pitch from what?
George.
It gets a pitch from sensors, including inclinometers.
Sorry, I'm really sorry, Omni. I've got to take control. I'm sorry, Omni. George, I'm so sorry. I know you're waiting in the wings, mate. Omni's leading up to this. He's built up to pitch data, not you. Let him go. Go ahead, Omni.
Yes.
So do you know what an internal critique is, Divergent Droid, versus an external critique?
Oh, he's talking to Divergent Droid now. Very interesting.
I guess Divergent Droid isn't in the chat. Okay, so an internal critique is where you're asking, is this thing I'm critiquing internally consistent?
Why is he so nervous?
The external critique is where you're challenging the assertions of the fact of whatever it is you're critiquing. So the problem with the pitch data argument is that the pitch data is produced by internal systems. It's trying to use it as an external critique is just a category error. So what that means, it's probably complex for a lot of listeners, and I'm sure Divergent Droid doesn't.
Gotta wait for this.
But
please give us all the details.
If you analyze the pitch data from the perspective of the people who gathered and logged it and created it, then the plane does not have to show pitch when it is doing level flight, even though that is following a curve.
It does show pitch when doing level flight, though.
The pitch data will be changed by the...
doesn't have to. That's the problem. It doesn't have to.
Flaps in the tail, and it'll be changed by a fairly complicated series.
Elevators. Elevating from what?
Oh, God, George, please.
They're called elevators.
George's question is perfect.
Yeah, but elevating from what?
I want to let him go, though. I'm really sorry. Hold on a second. Omni, it's 2 against 1 here, right? Brian's telling me that George should be allowed to let his question fly. So I'm really sorry. George, go ahead. I'm sorry, Omni. There, George.
You said pitch, yeah? Pitch data. Pitch from what? An elevator. What is the elevator for? Elevating from what?
Elevation is the distance from mean sea level. That's the definition that the people who...
Welcome to fly
the elevators of the airplane. Elevating from what?
From what?
Mean sea level. But the elevators are just the flaps on the tail.
Welcome to flat Earth.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yep, boom.
So the problem with using the pitch data argument...
Everyone chill, everyone relax. Okay, yeah, so what? It's the conclusion. Pitch from sea level, yeah, that was where it was going. Well done, George. You did kind of spoil the fun. It was going quite well. But yeah, that is the conclusion. Welcome to Flat Earth, Omni. Why were you so nervous? Is this the awful truth that you're having to contemplate? Don't want to be a flat earther, right, Omni?
It won't be a conversation now to last 4 hours.
I'm just here to explain to you how the works.
Everyone shut up except Omni. I want to hear Omni. I've asked him a question. It's the awful truth. Right, Omni? You don't want to be a flat earther, right?
So the problem with the pitch data argument is that you're critiquing it externally, but the
Let's go round in the same
systems
circle.
and the
Let's let him
recorders that
go
use
round
it
in the same circle. Okay.
are all created from the same internal perspective. So the fact that it doesn't show
so nervous, doesn't he?
any pitch would be
That terrifies these
expected
people, doesn't it?
on a globe.
Yeah.
He's scared shitless of it.
That's
the
the
reality.
problem with, the people who make those things and the people who read them is that you
projecting all
start
of
with the pre-assumption that the plane's flight is horizontal if it's level. Right. Yeah, exactly, George. So the way that you analyze it, yes, you are, Roger, is from an external perspective. If you analyze it from an internal perspective, it makes perfect sense that the plane is flying.
if you look at it externally,
is that to do
Yeah, I told you they were going to jump on that.
Because the people who make those things believe, whether they're right or not, that means sea level is curved. So
share his pain.
if you think on that, go back and forth in your head. The people who record that information think mean sea level is curved. Therefore, if the plane is always at the same height above mean sea level,
this is all projection.
yeah, that's what they believe. Yes, and that's where the people who believe that.
Shall I speculate to him that that's
make
him?
The data.
He's just talking about him and projecting.
They're the ones who
tell him?
Collect and create those charts of data. Yes.
Is this guy okay?
Which means that your analysis of it from your
that's why I've put ourselves on mute in the server so we can discuss this and sort of look in from a distance. Right? Their pain. I mean, I'm tempted to step in and say, you realise that this is you're talking about and you're projecting it out onto some third party that doesn't exist. Now, there happens to be people around you, but you know what I mean? There
is a presumption. Yes, there is. Yes, there is, Roger. You presume that the plane would have to nose down to fly around a sphere.
He does.
That's because you're absolutely 100%
I tell him?
Not taking into account how gravity works in the globe model. Okay? I mean... that you can say I don't believe that's how gravity works in the globe model.
Can I speculate? Guys, sure. Can I speculate something for you, Omni? What you're doing is called projection. Bear with me. Those feelings and thoughts are yours, but you're projecting them out onto a third party. Now, there happens to be people around you that you can project that onto, but these are your concerns and your worries. Your concern about the plane having to nose down, that's your concern, mate, not mine. I mean, it's amusing to me that you're projecting out these concerns you have. I've already put this question to you. Nothing that you said in the last 5 minutes answered the question I put to you. I said, it's kind of assumptive, but you're scared of being a flat earther. That's the bottom line here. And because of that, you're projecting out your concerns onto the people around you. That's what we've just listened to. Nose down? I couldn't give a crap. That's your concern, mate, not mine. You said the plane would have to nose down? That's your concern. I'm putting it to you. You're projecting out your concerns. It's clicked in the last month, Omni, what's really going on in the world of Flat Earth, the society that you and I together form. Some of us are terrified of the reality that faces us, and they project out their concerns. You're doing it right now, saying the plane must nose down. Let's focus on that specifically. That's your concern, not mine. Isn't it?
Well, the concern is
shh. Do that. Shh. I'm not trying to dissect you, Brian. You're not that interesting this second. Omni's very interesting this second. You're not. Sorry. Everyone else, shut up. Give him a moment to reflect on it. This is a big moment for Omnivore, whoever he may be.
He's not going to answer you, Nathan.
It's not a question. I'm asking him for introspection. It's not a question. I'm not asking him. I'm telling him. Telling him that he's projecting out his concerns about the plane, quote, having to nose down. Now, facts, he's projected that out onto third parties around him. These are the facts as we've just listened to them. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. This is not a question. I'm asking him to reflect, have some introspection. Now, if he's incapable as a human being of doing that, fair enough. His failings aren't mine. I am capable of introspection. I could do it fast. And I'm asking him, now that I've pointed out the projection about the concerns he has about planes having to nose down. They don't. We got the pitch data that you brought up proactively. Nice of you. Now I'm asking you for that introspection. If we don't get it, the silence speaks volumes. So I've kind of requested this of the people of the show. That's to say the 88 people currently watching, if you had been involved in previous shows. I've said to you, you get to this subject, like Omni, you find out the nose end going down. It's in level flight. That means horizontal. These things are all defined and axiomatic. Deny them all you like. Earth's flat. That's how it's dealt with. You know it. Now, you might be scared of that, but I don't care. Know it's flat and get on with your day. There's nothing to really be fearful of, but for the fact that potentially you've professed the globe-shaped nature of Earth up until now, which is embarrassing. When you know it's flat, you know that the plane ain't nosing down, and that other than redefining axiomatic principles of horizontal and level, you're not going to get around this awful truth.
Yeah,
failing to be reflected on by Omni. Chocolate.
Sorry, Nick.
That's all right.
No, what you're saying is right. Like, why even do it to yourself? You know the plane ain't nosing down. You know it's flying horizontal, but somehow you want to fix that into it's also flying around a sphere. Like, why do that to yourselves? I don't understand. Based on some mainstream paradigm story that they've given you, it's very weird for people to really want to walk around in the world saying that level is curved in this topic, but everyone knows that in the world level is not curved. Why do that to yourself?
You do it to yourself.
Wow,
you do.
it's the cult.
Nathan.
Yes.
Nathan. Real quick, can somebody give me permission to type in the chat here? Because there seems to be a lot of people who want to talk to me. Okay. If you don't want to do that, I don't really.
Okay, let's just clear that up. You've asked me directly. I mean, it's a bit of a subversion because I'd asked you something fine. This is not my server. Sometimes it seems that way. I call it my server. I have absolutely no idea how to start, run, function, or operate in Discord. I can join this room and others. That's about my limitation. I have no idea how to do what you're asking. I am so sorry.
That radio end, though.
You what? We're not going to get introspection. That's what I want from Globies, not the debate. Earth's measured flat. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes about it. I don't have to ask anything of anybody ever again. But I'm intrigued to know if they can have that moment of introspection when they realise, like Omni, the plane ain't nosing down though, is it? We can get into the wrangle-dangle of axiomatic redefinition if you like, but I'm not going to do that. I mean, I'll allow others to for my amusement so I can comment on it, Omni. And then afterwards, ask you for the introspection that you failed to give us thus far. Maybe we can talk about permissions in chat.
Why would it nose down?
We wouldn't. It's a flat Earth that it's flying over. It's nose up with respect to a plane that you're measuring over sea level with the heights and altitudes all proving Earth's flat with every measurement. But what's that? We should look externally. Yeah, I'd like you to have a little introspection. Oh, what's that? I should look externally to the measurements on the plane?
Yeah.
Only NTSB? I mean, what are they? Yeah, life and death, mate. They're very serious. We could just recognise that. We could just recognise that the horizontal axis doesn't need to be looked at. I think that was one of your arguments also, Omni. As you failed to have some introspection, we'll just laugh at the crappy arguments you put forth. Right, we don't have to look at the horizontal bit in the pitch data. We don't have to look at the pitch. That was your argument. I mean, God, really? You're going to go to the effort to say we don't have to look at it? No, we don't have to look at it until I come along and go, bosh! Slap it on the desk right in front of you. Go, where's the frickin' curve? There isn't one. Not nosing down. Yeah, Earth's flat. I'd like some introspection in that regard. We're not going to get it. What's that, permissions for the chat? Who cares? People are intrigued because they want to know how you feel. Now it's glaringly obvious and 3 people have welcomed you to the flat Earth. You've professed to understanding. And asked us about the awful truth about why the plane isn't nosing down. It's because Earth's flat. That's why it isn't nosing down. Because it's measuring the ground with respect to its altitude over sea level. Earth's flat, Omni.
You have a citation for that, Nathan?
Yeah, we've got pitch data. Bosh, did you not hear me? Bosh.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear.
Good, Brian, you're interesting
I'd like to
again.
say something.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for telling me I wasn't interesting.
That's not what I meant, and you damn well know it. Don't try and pull that thread.
Yeah, right. I will. Earlier on, while I was listening before I came in, Omni was looking for a citation that planes are flying horizontal. That's what he was looking for from someone else in Discord. Now, instead of looking for a citation, he should have been looking for evidence. But he didn't get the citation he was looking for, right? Because no one just went
It's
up
a
and
positive claim. You got a cite for your.
Why are you interrupting?
Let him. Sorry, Brian. Go ahead, Omni. What did you want to say to Brian? Feel free. Oh, is it only through the top of him? Go ahead, Brian. It seems he only wanted to talk while you were talking. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. He was looking for a citation. A citation, as we spoke about already in the past, means nothing. It's not supported by something. So a citation on its own is a nothing. What he should have been asking for is evidence that the plane is flying horizontal. But then he brings up the very thing that he should have been asking for, which was the evidence.
We can get to the evidence later, but asking for a citation is totally normal.
Which is he has to come in again. Which is the pitch data. And when he was asked by George and Nathan, you should have left this off. What is the pitch in relation to? You stopped it because it's in relation to horizontal. Proving the very thing he needed proof of. He gave himself his own proof.
Yeah, but we knew that. We were goading him when we were on pause. We were discussing it, while they were debating.
Yeah, but you need to leave it play out. But George's question was very pertinent. Now, I know I took a good turn after that anyway. I'm not saying I'm not attacking that. I'm just saying George's question was on point. In relation to what? Pitch in relation to what? It's only in relation to one thing. That's horizontal. The very truth he should have been looking for.
Yep, and he knows that. That's the problem. It's his problem.
But he still hasn't found what he's looking for. He's still going to go hunting for the squaring of these circles. I can only speak for you, Omni. Only piping up when Brian was talking. So we're just going to talk about you. Which is really rude, but oh well. I mean, these people are scared crapless of Earth being flat. They've dedicated themselves to this religion. It's like the awful truth having to be contemplated by a Scientologist leaving that religion. Coincidentally, the exact same religion.
Yeah, you're going to get more and more of this, Nathan. You're going to get more and more.
Yeah, and people should relate to the Scientologists who are ex-Scientologists because they've walked away from a space cult that's based in heliocentrism, the same space cult that they want to be in with a sky vacuum and spacemen and orbital motion, all derived from flat plane measurements. Earth's flat to create that space cult. The same space cult. They're both the same. Yeah? Scientology and heliocentrism are the same. People don't realise that. It's just one's monetised and the other isn't. One's monetised, the other's governmentally controlled. But ultimately, both are used to control people, just in different ways. But they're the same religion, identical. There is no difference between Scientology and heliocentrism. They are the same.
It's kind of ironic. McToon, the other day, he posted a video about how flat earthers that leave the flat earth and go back to globe earth, they are attacked by all the flat earthers. And it's ironic because I post, like, I commented in his YouTube. I said, wow, it's the irony, because so many Globers attack flat earthers because they have left the globe. And then all these idiots start commenting against me, and people are liking their comments, and all they're doing is just attacking me. And I'm like, point fucking taken.
Exactly. Thanks for making my point.
I'm not attacking you, Apocryphon.
No, nobody was saying you were, Omni. We're hoping for introspection from you. You're a different breed. Currently. You're a half-breed. Currently. Not for long.
I actually like you. You're one of the guys I like.
Oh, thank you. I don't give much thought to anybody. I'm quite selfish in that regard after the show finishes. I kind of don't think about any of you guys. That sounds really bad, but it's true.
About that introspective, what do you got for us?
But the nosing down. Let's not. It's tantamount to bullying if we carry on, right? Yeah. Man recognises Earth's flat. Man recognises awful truth. Man asks questions about things that ain't happening now. Yeah. Half-breed. I'm sorry, the garlic's not going to help you. You'll be a vampire soon, and everyone will hate you. Or you can just keep lying to yourself. I mean, that's also an option. Just lie. Just tell yourself you're not a vampire. But you are. Earth's flat, you know it, I know it, everyone knows it. You can tell me you like me. Yeah, you're me now, aren't you? You better like me. You are me now. You know it's flat too. I'm not a bad guy. I just know it's flat. Therefore, people hate me. And they'll hate you like they hate me if you ever admit that fact. Obviously, you can just keep lying to yourself indefinitely. That's also an option. Societally, that'll be beneficial to you. But then you'll die and you'll wonder what it was all for when you're on your deathbed, having lied to yourself for a long period of time. For no real benefit of anybody. You know, that's why I asked for introspection, because that's what it's really all about. If you can recognise that awful truth about what the society you live in has told you, and that you just accepted, then you can move on with life with a bit more introspection. Not externalising the measurements, you could say, metaphorically speaking. Internalising them, recognising them, studying them, and then going, okay, I accept the awful truth of a flat earth I've always known it to be. But that means I can get on with my day. And that introspection opens the doors to many other wonders in the world that you thought you knew, but actually don't. And it might actually lead to some of the people in the society that we currently inhabit making a greater advancement in the world that we live in. Because physics has been taken away from us. Let's not forget. Right? This year's back to basics about physics and science. What's really happened when we say that they've used these words to lie about stories of space? Well, that has a counter effect. That is to say, we're not using science, the scientific method, that's the study of the physical and natural world, otherwise known as physics, to expand our understanding of the world we live in. Without exception, every single scientific discovery has advanced humanity. So if we take that method and bastardise it into just so stories, it stops us from using it for the greater good of actually advancing humanity as it has always done. Its narrow nature offers empiricism. We're not using it. We're using the words to tell stories, to back our religion so we don't feel stupid about having not recognised how bleeding flat we've been measuring it, how nose down the plane isn't. We just didn't want to accept it. Oh, well, who cares? Who's going to actually ridicule you? Yeah, it's an internal battle that you generally externalise like Omni did. He wants a third party to blame for this recognition that he's come to. Well, let's just stop externalising that onto third parties as well. Don't need to blame some other guy for being a flat earther when you recognise the awful truth. Sooner we can do that, the sooner the ridicule of flat earthers will stop. Because it's me that's doing it, you that's doing it. It's just us as people that do it when we start to internalise a recognition of the awful truth of a flat earth we're standing on, and have been recognising has been measured that way forever, because that's how it is. As long as you don't immediately go out and say, you're an idiot for recognising the flat earth that I don't want to contemplate. Like, I don't know, Simon Dan and Craig and Professor Dave, and you can list them off. These people are all terrified little boys when you really break it down. They don't want to recognise the awful truth. Far better to seem big and brash and tell the next man off for being a stupid flat earther rather than internalise it. Been a fun show. Time flies when you're having fun. In case anybody was wondering why I started 5 minutes late, just before the show started, I had the youngest daughter bursting out in the most horrendous squealing I've ever heard, because the older daughter had put her foot through a new toy that was made of like cheap fiberboard or wood or whatever, like all mushed together and glued. I forgot what you call the material, but it just immediately had a foot go through it, and it's like, and I can hear my wife telling her, you can't mend it, it's wood, it's broken now. I'm like, oh, I bet if I dedicate 15 to 20 minutes, which turned into 45, with a super glue bottle, I can probably make this child stop crying. So, in dad duty way, even though there was a live show to be started, I got that glue out, I glued the thing, and I showed her. Here it is, held together with stickers and super glue, don't touch it. And then I came and did the show. That's why.
Yeah, but that's devastating for a kid, man.
I know.
remember that happened to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I could hear it in the tone of her voice. It was breaking my heart, Neil. Hence, show was put on hold, super glue came out, child was pleased at the end of it. Or alternatively, McToon's version, I went and beat her for crying. That's Toon's version of events. Right, Toon? You heard a sound in the background? Therefore, I beat my kids. Up. Yeah, that's pain. Now, that's, again, I've come to recognise this. At first, I was pissed about this. No, it's the same exact thing, isn't it? That's them projecting out their pain onto me. So I'd just smile about it, really, rather than trying to defend the indefensible. If I was a child beater, there'd be no defence to that. I'm not. Why would I care about defending it when it's not true? Why not recognise the awful truth? Again, there's some guy who doesn't want Earth to be flat. I need to be that arsehole, disgusting human being that he can pour his scorn on, rather than internalising it. Because internalising that scorn of the recognition he's undoubtedly had, every time I say something like, you've measured Earth flat, Toon, with your elevation angles, all that goes through his head as his blood boils is, you're a child abuser. That's what it really is, isn't it? Recognising that has taken a little while. Lots of things have become a lot clearer in the last month since going, oh my God. This show's a direct result. I feel like this has been a really good show. Would you not agree? This has been one of the most enjoyable shows I've done in ages. Having started late in a bit of a, sweaty mess going, oh God, I'm flustered, I'm a little bit late. This has turned into a really good show. I need to come up with a title for it.
Brian's not interesting.
Introspective.
Oh, God, he is. He's pulling that thread. I said, for the moment, Omni's more interesting than you. You're not interesting. Bastard. If you weren't off mute, that chuckling wouldn't have come through. Very good.
You got to put it together with introspective and ballers. Come up with a title.
You should title it Omni Cooked Well Served or something like that. No, served well cooked.
No, I don't want to make it about Omni as much as I'm sure that there's plenty of people in here, George included, that want to take the perceived victory against Omni. But Omni's just one man. And let's not make it about that one man. No offence to you, Omni. I'm not saying you're boring either. But I'm just saying he's but one man. And to project out, from my perspective, that recognition for all, that, internalising how you see this subject when you recognise the awful truth dictates whether or not you'll become an anti-flat earther or a flat earther. But we're all one and the same and in the same boat and in the same community. Like I say, when I described how anti-flatties argue internally about how the globe should be discussed, you're like, oh God. So they're not all unified and angels singing over in their servers. On the contrary, it sounds like there's some horrendous bullying going on because it comes to the surface occasionally and gets talked about in videos from anti-flatties. So like, oh, okay.
By the way, Happy New Year to everyone.
Be, right?
Happy New Year. Go ahead, Chocolate.
Yeah, sorry, Chocolate. Happy New Year. April 1st. Not April Fool's Day. Happy New Year.
I love
So they
spring.
changed it to January.
I absolutely love spring. Spring's ace. Smash the super chat if you want to support this channel. Might as well do a plug as there's a bit of silence. In case you're wondering why I'm still churning mics out, it's because I need to make ends meet. I'm saying to Neil and Brian and everybody who's helping me currently edit the book, mostly Adam, who's doing a lot of work. Ideally, I would like to stop selling microphones to keep ends met, whatever you put the terminology as. So, I mean, when I do get these mics that I'm trying to flip for a profit and have done reasonably successful up until now, I'll turn them into a video. So undoubtedly there's people who are like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, YouTube's smart enough these days to figure out that you don't need that material put to you. So it'll go out to a different audience of very limited numbers that might be interested in material that I put out there, generally to put a video on a eBay ad for a mic I'm flipping. But on the other hand, you get to see a mic, and if you happen to be interested in that, you will actually be served up those videos. But it's a means to an end. That is to say, I initially wanted to buy a nice new microphone. I just don't have the money to do it. So I started flipping microphones, and I've eventually flipped my way to a Neumann, which is what you're hearing me on now. I'm delighted about that fact. I got there a lot quicker than I expected. But in either event, I've still got several left, and I will be flipping them and talking about them until they go on eBay and turn a mild profit, hopefully, meaning that I won't have spent any money at all. That's the ideal. Or even make an overall profit and still get a Neumann and a voiceover mic out of it. But there you go. That's why I'm talking about microphones a lot, in case you've been wondering over the last couple of months. Brian's all for me becoming a full-time mic salesman, bastard. Wants me gone. It's like, you could be doing 20 a month. I'm like, get lost. I don't want to be selling mics. It's not fun. It's just something I've learned how to do so I can figure out how to buy and sell them on the cheap to get my way to a nice new microphone.
There's only a suggestion of something you could do. So.
It's 80-20 though, isn't it? You can get 80% of the knowledge in 20% of the time, but getting to the last 20% of the knowledge takes 80% of the time. So for me to become reasonably well versed in microphones, a couple of months. For me to become a microphone expert would mean me dedicating the next 12 months of my life to the subject. Well, I've dedicated 10 years to Flat Earth and just want to sound a bit nicer on my shows and feel it's unreasonable to e-beg for that. So I'd rather put in my own effort, buying and selling and trading, as that was a skill I've acquired doing other jobs. So I don't have to e-beg for it. That said, at one point I mentioned it and I picked up several £100, like over 200 quid, from people saying, here's money for microphones. You know who you are, by the way. Thank you. I did obviously thank all of these individuals when they sent me money. But I put it on the spreadsheet so I can see how much I'm out of pocket. And when I'm justifying it to the wife, look, I'm only 500 quid out of pocket, and I've got this mic and that mic and this mic. These are on eBay. I've got loads. It's like, no, actually, I've spent about 700 quid, but several people gave me money for microphones and flipping them, which has meant that I've been in a position to do this. And it's been a little bit of fun. I've enjoyed doing it. I don't want to do it forever, but I do like tech stuff. I am a dweeb. Shout out to Himsake for the super chat. Really appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Indeedy. Just sends me a flying potato. I think it's super potato specifically. I could be wrong. Thank you for the super potato. I'm going to assume it is. Also, thank you. You've been a wonderful muse today, Omni. By virtue of the way the show ended up starting, we were generally listening to your conversation whilst on mute in the server, because I was all blustered, started late, and, well, you probably just heard what I just said. But as a consequence, you ended up serving up what has, in my opinion, been one of the most memorable shows for quite some time, for me personally. So I do thank you. Anybody else?
I won't be forgetting it.
You won't be forgetting being... Here we go. I know what's coming next. You already chuckled. You can't pull this thread anymore. Was it because you were told that you weren't interested, Brian, by any chance? Shock and awe.
I was outright dismissed there.
Temporarily dismissed. Temporarily. Oh, I did. Well, tell you what I did do. Well, I had an hour and a half spare on a... What day is it today? Tuesday. On a Tuesday, I haven't been, but I've started up again, taking my kid to an art class, which is a fair old drive, 40 minutes, 45-minute drive there and same back. And when I'm there, it's an hour and a half of basically doing nothing. So what I did today was transcribe what started off as only a 3-minute recording. So I'm like, Brian, describe Rise Overrun. And I hit record, take the video, stop. I'm like, oh, that'll be dead easy to transcribe. Went back to it. It took me an hour just to transcribe it. And I got to the end. I'm like, oh, bloody hell, that was a right challenge. I look at it, start reading it back, and I'm like, this doesn't make any flipping sense. So I sent it to Brian. I'm like, I've spent an hour transcribing this. It don't make no sense. Can you have a look at it? So I don't know if you actually received that or not, Brian. Did you actually get that?
I did, but I actually didn't know at the time that you were recording me. If I knew you were recording me at the time, I would have been far more precise. I started giving a broad strokes, differential leveling and rise over run. I went through the whole rigmarole, and I was just kind of conversating. I didn't know you were going to record, and then I give you the thing.
What? When I said it 3 times? I said it 3 times. I said, I'm going to record it and transcribe it. Then you told us. Then I said it again. It's even in the recording.
It wasn't on mute.
No, it wasn't. No, it was not. Brian,
Well, I don't know.
Making me second guess myself now.
I didn't know you were doing that.
Yeah,
so
that's
what I'll do is
specific.
I'll record it later and I'll send it to Adam.
No, my specific objective was to transcribe what you said. That was, and maybe I just said it to Adam before you got there. Maybe you were there. I can't remember. I thought I made it explicitly clear.
I make a 5-minute recording in Skype. I won't need 5 minutes. Just a basic recording in Skype and send it to Adam. It's just the most super simple process ever. Like
Rise Overrun or differential leveling.
Yeah, the Rise Overrun is a function within differential leveling.
Rise Overrun is a function within differential leveling is one of the sentences I edited out of that transcription.
Yeah, it is. See, differential leveling is like basically you're determining the different elevations of, let's just say, topography in relation to each other over distance, blah, blah, blah. The Rise Overrun part is basically, it's very much similar, but it's about the slope rate. And it's determined by triangles of a mountain, hills, things like that. You know what I mean? Valleys, the slope rate. So about slope, slope grade and all that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I totally get it. If it was a graph, the run would be the line along the bottom, and the rise would be the line and how much it goes up with respect to that distance as you move over the distance as it goes up. So what you'd have if you were drawing it out is like a side slice of a mountain in terms of how high it goes off sea level, described in, I don't know, a scale of meters or feet, right? Going up the side of the axis vertically.
Well, yeah, the easiest way to describe it, differential level, the easiest way. Let's just say I'm standing there with a theodolite. You're in front of me with a measuring rod at a distance, right? And there's someone else behind me with another measuring rod. From my location, I measure. Right? Not measure, but I sight, right, where I meet your measuring rod. Then I turn around 180 degrees and I sight where I meet their measuring rod. Then I move to another position. That's the very basics of it, right? There's a little bit more to it than that. But that's the very basics of you're determining, right, those two elevations in relation to each other. But you also have to then also find out, or previously know whatever, your own elevation. So it's like you move on, and it moves on horizontally, and you're determining elevations in relation to each other. Now, in between those two elevations, there's actually 3 elevations. There's the 2 you cited and the one you're at. In between them, you have to determine the slope grade. Right? But that's where Rise Overrun comes in. So it's all part of differential leveling. But basically, all the horizontals are parallel to each other. Because all horizontals are parallel to each other, and all horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon. So if you took all those horizontals, regardless of what elevation they're at, and you put them all together, they just make one big horizontal plane. But the elevations that they're at is the verticals, if you know what I mean. So you're basically using horizontal lines and vertical lines, and then you're using triangles. That's what you're doing. So everything is flat plane, basically. It's all based around flat plane.
Cool. Yeah, it seemed like it was more
There
simple.
may be someone else out there who can describe it better than me. And just like I know what it is. I could probably write it down and everything, but I don't know if I'm giving a proper description of it.
Well, Ted, what I'm hoping you would do is take the words that are already written down, that were your words to begin with, that I've hacked down to a certain degree where they made half sense as I was editing it as a piece of text, and then just turn that into something that's coherent. Hopefully you can do that. I'm going to be sticking it in my book, as you well know. That's
or I could send Adam a couple of diagrams, as Adam absolutely understands all this anyway.
It's more that you've got things like...
This is not like Adam is better at mathematics than I am.
It's not the maths bit that I want. It's the things like you've referenced the Indian survey, the Great Indian Survey, or something of that nature, which I'm not familiar with, but it's there in the reference. You've talked about it.
Yeah, I just referenced this. Yeah, it's just it was a big, massive survey of India where they basically it's the same survey they use everywhere, but the difference was that in this major survey, they basically stated that they're using horizontals and parallel horizontals and parallel verticals, basically. So that's what the survey. It's kind of unique in that way, as it didn't try and turn it in. The point is, they didn't try and turn it into a globe.
Right.
They just let it be what it was.
Right.
If you understand what I mean. And I even think that the measurement of Mount Everest was involved in that. I think that's the simple, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, but I think it was Mount Everest was involved in it.
It's the lack of transformation then. No, that's not clear in the text that I got, but well, I'll go through it with Adam and hopefully we can extrapolate that out. Now you've told me verbally, but I'm going to round out this live show. So with that, I'm going to say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley Premiering streams, then stay tuned as there will be an after show to follow.
I mean, once he tried that same nonsense with me years ago, put it to bed years ago, just because Lauti tried to do it, I put it to bed years ago. I mean, and I'm not the only person that did that with them. Like what they're trying to claim is a flat plane is a sphere. It just can't. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way.
Well, you gotta, if you look at it externally, oh my gosh. I don't think he actually hearing what he's saying, Omnivore. If he would play it back and listen, perhaps something might click.
Well, it doesn't have to. See, the whole point of it is to not make any sense. It's to bamboozle people with completely nonsensical stuff to the point where you're giving them the impression that you know what you're talking about, intimidating them into thinking they couldn't address that because they wouldn't know enough about it. And
yes.
Then they accepting your rhetoric, which is only the whole purpose of it. It doesn't. You try to put all together all the things that were said by Omnivore, and none of it actually makes sense. It'll contradict each other. You know what I mean? And but it'll bamboozle someone who doesn't know any different and intimidate them. But the person at the end will still end up none the wiser because the person speaking not making any sense. So nobody can end up any wiser at the end of the, or any more knowledgeable at the end of the conversation. There's been no coherent conversation after happening.
Once the show is finished, he'll open his mic.
Sorry, George?
The guy who's once the show is finished, he'll open his mic. The guy that says that the horizon is a tangent. He's an imbecile.
You're speaking about Omnivore. Yeah, he will open his mic as soon as everybody leaves. Nathan's crude goes. Yeah, he'll just pipe up.
I'm happy to talk now, but I don't think you really want to do that.
Oh, why not? Come on.
Oh, boy.
All right. So
you want to make sense of it.
I have a question about the horizon. I'm out at sea, and I'm standing on a boat, and I'm looking at the horizon, which looks like a horizontal line. Is the horizon the same distance from me?
What kind of boat?
Gosh, everyone shut up. Go ahead on me.
Is the horizon the same distance from me in every direction? Simple question.
Is the horizon? The horizon.
And apparently,
Horizon doesn't have a distance.
Hold on, his question's
Horizon doesn't have a
malformed.
distance.
The horizon itself isn't an actual location. It doesn't have a postcode. So when you say, is it X distance, I mean, that's kind of malformed.
So there's a maximum distance I can see to the horizon.
Is there? Says who?
There is, yeah, there is.
Where'd you get that idea?
Because that is how horizons work. Have you ever been at sea, Nathan?
Citation?
Okay, so, yeah, visible horizon. Let me post it in the... I posted it in the chat.
No, just the horizon. There's no such thing as the visible horizon. That's just the horizon. That's it.
Well, actually, that's not true, but...
Who's measuring it?
Well, it is.
Where's this citation coming from?
If you can... He's after claiming there's more than one horizon.
That's all right.
Would you be able to show us a photograph of two horizons in one photograph?
His question revolves around there being a distance to it, and he's asking us about said distance.
Can I
He's saying he's got a citation.
I'll give you my citation.
Fine. What is it?
I'll give you my citation if you can let me post in the chat.
Who is measuring this distance to horizon? Where's this citation from?
So when you see an object at the horizon, which you do, that happens. You heard of people seeing land at the horizon. Yeah. Yes. Yep. That
well, it's
has
not the
a
horizon, then.
distance.
It's seeing land.
So you don't know if the horizon is the same distance in every direction.
Well, you've said. Hold on, Brian. Hold on. Just everyone stop. Everyone chill. Audio chaos instantly. Let's not do this. You're suggesting, as a positive claim, there's a distance to horizon, not me. I'm asking where you've got this assertion from.
Yes,
You've got
and I can post you. The Wikipedia on horizon, and it will tell you, that it has a distance. That is my citation.
That's brilliant.
So,
okay.
Who supported this?
Let's just have a look. So you're saying your horizon having a distance measurable is from Wiki, okay?
Yes. There's plenty of others, but that is the one that I can give you.
What's it say?
You ask for a citation. I will
horizon,
give you a citation.
Wiki. I can't
Unlike some other people on this server, when I'm asked for a citation for a claim, I will provide a citation.
Okay. What does it say? I've got it up in front of me. What's it saying? Where does it say there's a measured distance?
If I could post it in the chat. But
I've got it in front of me.
Don't want me to do that.
I've got it in front of me. Where does it say there's a measured distance?
So, in standard atmospheric conditions, for an observer at eye level, by 1.8 meters, 6 feet, the horizon is at a distance of about 4.8 kilometers. I mean, you can read that. You can read the the wiki.
And who
is that this? A difficult thing to do?
Sorry. This has come from Andrew Thomas Young, based on a Earth curve calculation that was debunked in 2020. So you think Andrew Thomas Young? I'm talking.
It's not debunked.
I haven't finished speaking. The citation asserts that the distance to horizon is 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, and the citation is Andrew Thomas Young. I've got that in front of me. It's got a number 2 next to it, next to the cited source. Can you see that? It links back to this Andrew Thomas Young distance to horizon measurement at 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. That's what it says in front of me from Andrew Thomas Young. No. That was debunked in 2020. If the horizon was at a measured distance of 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, then it could be no more than that. As dictated by the... Will you shut the fuck up?
Well, you're saying
shut up!
Wrong things. Okay.
I'm fucking finished, you total arsehole.
Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, I will if you shut the fuck up while I'm talking, you prick.
Okay,
I can yatter through you because of your fucking pain. Earth's flat, Omni, you stupid cunt. You can't give a fuck about this la-di-da dance that you think I want to play with you in. If you're going to just yatter through me, that's your pain manifesting itself, you dumb fuck. Yeah? Don't project your stupid bastard pain onto me. I'm pretending that I'm enjoying this dance with you. You think I haven't done this dance with Andrew Thomas Young in the distance to horizon Black Swan argument 40,000 fucking times? Do you think I need you yattering through the top of me like a fucking wanker? Do you think I need that, Omni? I've done this dance before, Omni, you total cunt.
Do you have a citation for the...
I've done this dance before, you total wanker. Now I'm asking why the fuck, as I go through the motions with you, that's all this is, going through the fucking motions, while you chant through them. What a wanker. You pathetic little man. Now I'm chastising you for being an obnoxious prick. Okay, Omni? I've done this dance before. You're not special. You're Black Swan. Now we're done with that. Now I'm just going to chastise you for talking through me. What a wanker. Did you feel that you had the right to talk through the Black Swan that we didn't get in full because you chanted through it? What a bitch. Are you scared of the Black Swan, bitch? Chastising you, pathetic little man. What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Hey, Omnivore, there's 2 videos in the main text chat. You should watch them. You'll understand what he's going.
I probably should. I'm not going to watch them right now. That's elephant hurdling. But I'm going to ask the same question again. Nathan, do you have a link to this debunking, the citation for your positive?
I was going through it, you stupid spastic. I told you to shut your fucking mouth while I went through it. You couldn't shut your chops. Now I'm chastising you for being a pathetic little man. Are you deaf? Can you not keep up? I'm telling you off, spastic.
Okay, no citation. All right.
I was going through it, you fucking retard! You chatted shit through the top of me, so I stopped and drew a very concise conclusion to it. Black Swan, dumb fuck. Now, you know what that means, I know what it means. It means that discussion's over. And I'm not going to go through the dance anymore, pretending like it's a new discussion. When I go through Wiki and it takes me to Andrew Thomas Young and his sighted distance to horizon. Now I'm going through it again in summary. You chanted through me doing it. And then, no, you've got no citation. No, wanker. You are a pathetic little twat. Because you've chanted through me going through it and are now claiming I didn't have citation. No, Black Swan, motherfucker. Now I'm calling you a pathetic twat. You pathetic little twat.
I looked at Divergent Droid citation.
Did you?
Alas, not
Did you? You also chanted through me, you pathetic little coward. Now I'm chastising you for you fucking pathetic little man. I was going through the argument for your benefit, you pathetic little twat, until you chanted through me. That's what you're getting chastised for. Black Swan's been done 100 fucking times. You not being able to tolerate it and being capable of what? Chanting through it is getting you called a pathetic little twat. Do I make myself clear, you pathetic little man? The dance is over, fuckwit. Black Swan, dumb shit. We debunked this shit ages ago. I'm not doing the dance anymore because you're a cunt. And I'm telling you so. That means at the end of this, you can either acknowledge what a massive cunt you've been, sit down and shut the fuck up, or maybe apologise and we can carry on the little dance where I take a shit on your geometric horizon that was debunked in 2020, but you couldn't bear to hear me summarising it. You had to chant through me like a bitch. You're a coward. Your projected pain is all you achieved there on me. You need to project. That's all this is. You talking through me, summarising the awful truth you couldn't contemplate and internalise earlier. You sad little man. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the piss out of you. I will take the piss out of you from now on. You're a sad little man. You're a sad little man. You're a pathetic little man. I'll get you irritated, you sad little twat. I'll just chant through you, you sad little twat. I'll see how irritated I can make you by chanting through you. And then when I'm done chanting through you and making you irritated, I'll claim that you haven't managed to claim anything, and you haven't done anything, and you haven't provided citation. I'll just chat shit through you like you do to me and see how quickly you get frustrated. You pathetic little twat. You're a sad little man. You're a sad
dude back in 2020.
No, you didn't.
You're a sad little man, Omnivore. You're a sad little man. I bet you've been rejected by so many people in life because of your pathetic nature. You're a sad little man. You leave a bitter taste in my mouth because of the disgust that I feel when addressing you, because of how pathetic you are.
Okay.
So, not really. Sad.
You
does
understand
Omnivore
that
still think the horizon is the
He's
curve
still
of the
going.
Earth?
Yeah.
No, it's not, dude. Pablo does it daily, dude. He does observations to debunk your geometric horizon on it daily. He does.
No.
Yes, he does. And
One
all you
second.
can shout
Sorry.
refraction
One
all
second.
you want, dude. It ain't gonna help you none. There are actually physical
No, we're way
points
past
on
that.
the Earth that
We're
we
way past that, right?
measure to.
Omni's been around, Roger. Roger, Omni's been around.
Let me explain to you
Omni's been around long enough to know the Black
works.
Swan argument. He knows the argument. He knows the dance. He doesn't want to do the dance. That's why he talked through me. He's doing it now.
No, it's clear you don't.
What, you're going to now claim, after chanting through my rendition of the Black Swan, that you didn't listen to or tolerate, that somehow I didn't do some citation that you're going to demand?
How refraction works, you wouldn't say
Here we go. I don't know how refraction works. Yeah. You can keep chanting this dance. Refraction debunks the 1.22 measured horizon then, doesn't it? If it's refracted, it's not measured at that distance. End of argument.
Yeah, you just gave up all the physicality of your horizon, buddy.
You just gave up your argument, you stupid fuckwit, pathetic, sad little twat of a man. So if it's refracted, you can't measure it at the distance that's alleged by Andrew Thomas Young. End of your fucking argument, dumb fuck. Now I'm going to chastise you again. Now the argument's been concluded. You didn't let me do it last time. You chanted through me because you're a sad little cuck with a globe faith who can't face the awful truth of a flat earth. Yeah, we just took a dump on your stupid shit about the Black Swan. Refracted, so not at 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height as measured, as you claim then, dumb fuck with a shit argument that failed in 2020. Exactly as I said, but you had to chant through it, didn't you, pathetic little twat? Then I chastised you and you ignored it and took a few lifelines from the other people around you. I'm still calling you a sad little twat though, aren't I, Omni?
Juicy should be brave enough to talk to me. I think
Right,
just
brave. You projecting there, coward.
Can you?
Did you want to internalise, maybe, or did it become the externalisation of the measurement the fucking aeroplane took when it didn't nose down? You didn't contemplate and internalise that measured flat Earth. You asked questions about the plane not nosing down. Tell me I'm scared, bitch. You're a pathetic little cuck. Internalise that shit, you pathetic bitch. Let's hear the dumbfounded silence again, cuck. Or maybe a change of subject, cuck. Do you want to try and obfuscate and change the subject? Internalise the plane not nosing down, you pathetic little runt of a man. Tell me I'm scared. I'm afraid not. I'm the most empowered individual here currently. You are the pathetic snivelling little globe cuck being told how you can't face the flat earth you know it to be. Not nosing down, bitch! Do you want to internalise that shit and tell me how Earth's flat or tell me I'm scared? Doesn't sound like it.
Are you ever going to finish up? I can explain.
Yeah, I'm done. It's not nosing down.
You already finished. You already finished your own argument, bro.
We were done ages ago. You can't face the awful truth, and I'm asking you to internalise that shit.
So are you?
So, do you need to stutter much, bitch? You sound like you're stuttering there.
Now.
Who's scared? So scared. So scared.
Nathan, let's give him like 2 minutes. I want to hear what he's got to say.
No, I got it.
Can we do that?
I'll go back on.
Back on terrified server mute. Yeah, fuck off, you abject coward. Fuck off onto server mute, you stuttery, pathetic little cuck. You go back on server mute there like a good, pathetic little man. Cower in the corner in fear of the flat earth you know it to be, while we tell you why the nose down situation ain't happening as you projected onto a third party that ain't existing. It's flat, Earth's flat, it don't nose down because it doesn't need to. There's no curve. The one you thought you could measure, yeah, we took a giant shit on that too, and all you had to do is tell me that I'm scared. No. If the horizon was geometric and measurable, it would be exactly as measured in this Thomas Young citation, as per Wiki's little number 2. Like a dump, like a poo-poo. That's where it took me with its little number 2 citation in brackets. To Andrew Thomas Young's alleged 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height in feet measured horizon. What's that you say, fuckwit? Refracted? So not fucking measured then, you stupid spastic. Yeah, sit down in your cowery corner on server mute. You're a cuck and a coward. I'll be telling you these facts while you contemplate the awful truth and pretend by projection that I'm somehow scared of you, you pathetic little man. No, sir.
Nathan, the 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet calculation that he can't use because it doesn't work because he's claiming a consistent refracted position. That is begging the question, pre-assuming that the Earth is a globe before it begins. So the very beginning of his position is to pre-assume a sphere that he can't measure because of the refraction.
Brian,
and yet,
just checking.
This stops him from measuring.
And yet, in the last 4 minutes, Brian, he told us he could measure it. After interrupting me, telling me I'm scared, projecting out his fears about a nose plane situation that ain't occurring with aeroplanes that we should be worried about and need to have to answer. Yeah, it's noticeable that I can summarise your dumb fuck position there, cuck. Refracted, not measurable then, like you said. What was that? You'll go on server mute. You're damn right. You go and contemplate how Earth is flat. You know it. I know you know it, Omni, and it frickin' terrifies you.
Yeah, they're pre-assuming that you can measure a consistent distance to the horizon based off of your eye height above height, to be flattered, above sea level, right? So it's a pre-assumption, number one, that the Earth is a sphere, because what they're going to do is bring the line from the eye. It's not going to be the hypotenuse. It's going to be the hypotenuse of a triangle, but it's going to become a tangent to a sphere. So straight away, they're pre-assuming that line is going like past the horizon and there's nothing past the horizon. Basically, they're pre-assuming that past where you can see the horizon, there's nothing there. That's what they're pre-assuming. That's just their beginning position. But they can't use that calculation because it's a geometric calculation. They can't bring a tangent to a non-geometric horizon. You know what I mean? It's not geometry. It's not, it doesn't have a postcode, doesn't have a coordinates, doesn't have a consistent distance from an observer via their eye height. So there is no distance to the horizon. You can't give up one, and you can't just pre-assume that you can treat it as the leading edge of a globe with a tangent.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You can't do that.
Exactly. Hence, we're being asked about the distance all around us to the presupposed measured horizon he has and needs. Furthermore, when claiming it in Andrew Thomas Young's diagrammatical example, it's got a horizontal plane that it's deriving dip from. It's got a horizontal eye level parallel with surface level to make the calculation function. It needs a flat Earth. We're way past you haven't got a geometric sphere edge to measure. You say it's refracted, you stupid shit for brains, debunk your own argument, idiot. You say you can't measure it when you say it's refracted. It's only been fucking 5 years, you bunch of spastics. How thick are you? Meanwhile, your maths itself requires you measure Earth flat with surface level. Oh, what's that surface level, Benz? How the fuck's it going to remain parallel with eye level to derive this mathematically then, you stupid shit for brains idiots who require Earth be measured flat in your own stupid Earth curve mathematics? It's right there in the title, surface level.
Yeah,
hey, Nathan, I got a question for you right quick. Is everything on the globe refracted? Is that
all
true?
the mathematics take place below a horizontal plane of reference.
Yep.
All of them.
Correct.
Surface level, reality, sea
Roger,
level. It all takes place below that.
Roger's got a question for you that you're more, what's the word, appropriate to answer. Just, you'll know when he asks. Ask again, Roger.
Okay, yeah. Is everything on the globe literally refracted? It has to be, doesn't it? Even in their math,
why are you
literally
everything
question, you see.
Why are you asking that question?
Everything you see is refracted. Yes,
that's a red herring, Roger.
Oh, of course. So they're not really there. They're not really physical. But when we see a physical thing and actually can pinpoint its location, how do we know it's not refracting to a different location? Omnivore. Is everything in the universe refracted? Did that matter?
See, he's not talking to me.
So
Roger,
everything that you see.
This is
omnivore.
Let him have it, Brian. Right, what omnivore needs now is the continuation of the argument, the perception that the argument has.
Yeah, he's going to latch on to Roger's lifeline that he obviously gave him.
That's correct. That's correct. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Go ahead.
It needs to have the perception of the argument continuing. So in Omnivore's mind, if Roger's there to continue the argument, then the argument continues. There is no argument. Earth's measured flat. That's why the aeroplane doesn't nose down. But if the argument can be perceived to be continuing, then great, there's an argument going on, right? It's still an argument. It's undecided, right?
Roger?
I can bring everyone through exactly what they do, from A through to Z, if you want to hear it.
Not really. I was hoping we'd
I'll
get
give
some
you-
introspection from Omnivore about his contemplation of the nose-down non-situation that we must externalise from the measurements of an Earth that's flat. But I mean, he wants to drag
I'm
on
just
to...
going to explain it
He wants to go on to Roger or rumpus the living shit out of me every time I talk to get me irritated. I've already told this cuck off, but he's going to chat shit through the top of me while I summarise what's going on with the Roger lifeline that he's now taken. Yeah, he needs the argument to be perceived as continuing. It isn't. It's flat and he knows it. But if it can be perceived, there's a lifeline. He's just been tossed it with refraction from Roger.
Can we slope it, dope? Come on. Just take a little bit.
Feel free. I mean, Brian's the one aggrieved at it. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I'd rather go through what they actually do. Very simple what they do. There's a horizontal plane of water out from underneath their boat. And if they're only 6 feet, let's say 6 feet above that water, let's say they're in a small boat, then what they'll do is they'll measure a dip, right, from the oil line to the horizon, right? But what they'll do is they'll treat the horizon that will be not geometric, even in their own paradigm, they admit. They will state that it's a consistently refracted position, that it's always refracted within, it's not refracted, but within which is just mathematical refraction that's based off of the pre-assumption of the Earth sphere. And what they'll say is that there's always at least 7/6R, which means they're dealing with a sphere always that appears to be a sphere of radius 4,618.83 miles, right? So they're never dealing with a 3959 sphere. So that means they're never dealing with a sphere. They're never dealing with anything geometric.
Roger,
and
you know
7/6R is the least. 7/6R is the least. That's why they call that standard refraction. But standard refraction is what they call it. What's actually terrestrial refraction. So what they'll do is they'll measure the dip to the horizon, and what will happen then is they'll pre-assume, right, based off of the distance, the apparent distance, because they won't have an actual distance to that horizon, right? What they'll do then is add in as much over 6R as is necessary. Right?
You're not getting anywhere on
pre-assumed 3959.
I'm waiting for Nathan.
That's exactly what they do. And once they start doing those mathematics, all of their mathematics then, once they start doing those mathematics and start treating a non-geometric horizon as something they can send a tangent from the oil line to, which is geometric criminality, once they start doing that, that instantly places all of their claims below surface level.
Yep.
Instantly.
Exactly.
And I sent you a message, Roger,
stop
explaining, briefly.
Hey, Brian, it's a deep
I have my own
angle.
observations that go
Deep
further
angle.
than your thing. Believe me. I've got my own black swans. Yeah,
So
I
there you go.
do. They're not refracted, dude. They're not even over water.
I'm sure you think you do. That's fine.
Hold on, Brian.
However, we can take a look at them, and you will find that in the globe model, all of those things work fine.
They do.
They don't.
Refraction happens, not just over water.
Everyone stop. It's just chaos. Brian, we heard. Nobody stepped all over you, Brian. Omni.
Yeah, they did. Omnivore did he?
He did at the end. You're not wrong.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did at the end. Okay, yeah, I take it.
And everyone else is coming in to give him a lifeline.
Yes, Roger is, yes. Can't disagree.
I'm sorry. I'm amused with it, man. I really am. Because he thinks that the observations that I've made are refracted for some reason. It fits in a globe model. I can give you the weather conditions and the refraction of the day, and I can show you that the fact of the matter is that they're still there.
Of the day. There is no refraction.
So you do believe in
you can't get in something that doesn't exist. You don't have a refraction of the day.
just not refraction the way the globe model understands it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It works on a flat model.
Oh my God, I can't hear them.
Okay.
Why do you want to hear them, Nathan? One of them is
why do I want non-chaos on a show that I monetize? I don't know, Brian. I think just perfect chaos would be totally listenable. I think everyone's loving this now.
Keep having them out.
So We good? All right. So
no, it's not your turn.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
You were talking over Brian. You're not even listening. You're just waiting for your turn to talk. And Roger, I respect you, but you don't have a side conversation while someone else is talking.
I'm sorry. I didn't know Brian was talking. I couldn't hear him over Omnivore.
He was directly addressing Omnivore. Directly, he says, "I'll summarise what it'll do," and then talked about the horizontal plane of reference that the horizon alleged to be refracted in your now current discussion will be derived from. But you've just completely sidestepped what Brian talked about, Roger, and gave him a lifeline. So then over the top of you two then carrying on that lifeline you've tossed him, we've discussed how you've sidestepped the assertion that is only usable from Omni in address to Brian was that no, it all works correctly when you derive it from a globe. Okay, well, in acknowledgement of Brian then, Omni, you're saying, as per the globe model described by Brian, you've got a horizontal plane to get the height from, and an eye level parallel with the surface level. It's right there in the maths, the ones that you sent us to from Wiki, on Andrew Thomas Young's.
You're using my name. Do you want me to respond to that?
Maybe if you ask me if I want a fucking response before I finish talking, it will obfuscate the end of the question that's being put to you, you total coward Kirk. Maybe you could chant through the top of me now getting annoyed at the fact that you've asked if I want a response in the middle of the fucking question. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not going to ask a question to you, Omni, you total cuck coward. I'll make a statement. Earth's flat in Earth curve maths. Omni directed me to Andrew Thomas Young and he's got a surface level and eye level parallel with it. Earth's flat in those maths. End of argument. Without a flat Earth, this dumb fuck's maths wouldn't work, because he wouldn't have a surface level to get the height from. And that surface level ain't going to bend, because it's going to have eye level in the maths from Andrew Thomas Young parallel with it. It's where you derive height. Now, in practical terms, we measure our height of eye above, guess what? Sea level, in reality. That's a level. You're going to ask me to cite whether or not level's frickin' horizontal, you spastic globe believer who's scared of flat Earth. Or maybe you could just ask me if I want a response before I finish talking, you stupid cuck with a globe faith trying to contemplate why aeroplanes don't nose down around a globe that they're not flying over. Yeah, you'll need surface level in your dumb fuck maths, Omni. You say it works perfectly in that maths. Well, the surface level must work then.
I'm really sorry about that, Nathan. I agree with you completely.
Nobody asked you. Shut up. Nobody asked you.
Okay, thank you.
Nobody asked you. Roger, shut up. Omni. You accept surface level in the maths then? It's on screen now for my audience that's watching. It's labelled surface level. Parallel with it in Earth curve maths with a marked S, horizon below surface level. Eye level parallel with it. You accept this flat surface level for your maths then, Omni? Second time. Cat got your tongue, globe-believing motherfucker! Am I scared? Yo, shit for brains who said the globe was correct. Omnivore, coward cuck. On screen now, surface level in the maths you sent us to. You know, from Andrew Thomas Young. It requires surface level be flat and horizontal. It requires it so eye level can be parallel with it in your own dumb fuck maths that requires Earth be flat. Has the cat got your cuck tongue there, man? In conclusion, Earth will be measured flat for Omnivore's faith in a curve below surface level. He has nothing but his dumb fuck silence because he's a coward with nothing but directions to an Earth that's flat as per Thomas Young in the wiki citation you gave me. This came from you. You, yes, Omni, know yes, Earth correct. Is flat. I'll just close Discord's line because I'm concluding and this motherfucker thinks he can ruin the conclusion that this is his citation with a flat Earth prerequisite surface level in it.
Well, do you know what an internal critique is, Nathan?
Surface level, proving Earth is flat, motherfucker. Earth is flat in your citation. Asking me about external critiques won't address that you require it in your own maths, you stupid, pathetic, chanting cuck who isn't listening to a single word I'm saying. You're simply chanting through me so that the Discord server cannot hear what I tell my audience. Earth is flat in this dumb fuck's maths. It's on screen, it's labelled surface level. Eye level will be parallel with it, so he won't be able to bend it after the fact, and it is a prerequisite for his maths to function. I ask for the 4th time. So you, given that you declared before this obfuscation dance that we're now entering into with you chanting through my conclusions, you accept the surface level that is flat in your own maths then?
So I just want to make sure that you understand.
You stuttery bitch! Earth's flat, motherfucker. Do you hear me, you chanting, stuttering cuck?
Just yelling it doesn't make it true, Nathan.
It's in your own maths. 5th time's a charm, you stupid bastard. It's on screen, you sent me here. It's your citation I'm asking about. And me just saying it what won't make it true, you sent me here.
You asked, so I know that.
Stuttery bitch much! How do my fucking balls taste, you globe-believing cuck? It's on your maths, it's not just me saying it.
Okay.
Do I sound scared, dickhead?
I don't think you understand the math.
I don't think I understand the surface level in your own maths.
Good, what you were reading.
I'm pretty sure it's on screen for my audience. It says surface level.
Okay, well,
I'll stutter like a globe-believing bitch.
I'll go back.
I'll stutter like and I'll go on mute. Yeah, you do that, bitch. Go and cuck cower in your corner on mute when you are asked to clarify your citation of surface level parallel with eye level, unbendable. Yeah, you go on mute, bitch. You know Earth's flat too. All you can do is chant through me. That's what you did. I'm asking you about your citation you sent me to and the surface level it requires. Your response is to say, I'll go on mute. Did you not want to ask if I'm in fear of you, you pathetic globe-believing cuck? Oh no, you're already cowering on mute when asked about your citation you sent me to. Oh, what's that? Your response was that I'm just saying it. Stupid cuck. It's your citation that requires a surface level. Did you not want to clarify just how flat Earth must be in your citation? No? Don't want to clarify that? Yes, because Earth's flat and you damn well know it, you pathetic man. I know it. You know it. You sent me to a citation that used a flat Earth. And then when I point it out, you say I'm just saying it. No, I'm asking you about your use of a flat Earth, you pathetic globe-believing cuck. Did you want to stay on mute for that? Don't want to clarify the flat Earth you're using? Is it just me saying it when it's in your citation you sent me to? Coward bitch. It seems, ladies and gentlemen of my audience, this globe believer doesn't want to discuss this citation. Apparently, when I get sent citations by him, it's just me saying it. No, motherfucker. You need Earth to be flat. It's in your own citation, you pathetic coward cuck. On mute. Hey, bitches from the globe side, did I mute this pathetic cuck? Or did he send me to a citation that showed me an Earth that's flat? I'm pretty sure he sent me a surface level with an eye level that's parallel with it. I'm pretty sure Brian detailed it quite admirably. And yet he doesn't seem to think that's relevant. It's just me saying it. I know, Omnivore, you sent me here.
Well, he's stating that you don't understand it, the maths. So does he claim to understand his own maths?
Oh, maybe I can appeal to the rest of your cuck globe-believing brethren when I say, oh, this man says I don't understand his citation he sent me to. I've taken my time to look at the flat Earth surface level in there, and he doesn't seem to want to tell me. Why not, I wonder? You'd think he'd want to educate me, the stupid flat earther, on the flat Earth in his own citation, but instead he's gone on mute. Did I mute this stupid spastic? Definitely not. And that's absolutely without question what every one of you coward bitches on the globe side would also do. I don't need to mute you anymore. I just point out how fucking flat your own citations are, and you cower like Omnivore did. I haven't had to mute him. He's on mute of his own volition because he knows exactly how flat Earth is in his own citation. It's not just me saying it. I do understand he's the one who sent us to it. Earth is flat for omnis, globe-believing surface level with a parallel eye level. He's deriving his height above sea level when he pretends this has any bearing on practical reality. It doesn't. It's stupid. It's Earth curve maths that also measures Earth as a flat plane. Bye-bye, globe cuck. Yeah, you stay on mute while I chastise you for being abject, pathetic, coward, cuck. All these words I've used to describe you correctly. Do you want to tell me I mute him? Absolutely not. This will be held up as an example.
It's the best
Roger,
weapon.
I sent you an explanation.
My name's Nathan Oakley. Roger isn't the one that just called you a cuck and asked you about the flat Earth in your own citation. My name is Nathan Oakley. I'm the one calling you a cuck and asking you, after you told me I don't understand, after you said I'm just saying it, do you think you need to appeal to Roger, you pathetic bitch? That's what I thought.
He does. Yeah. You died when you brought up gravity, man, and put that in there as a belief. I'm sorry.
No,
Bye-bye.
What's that? It was pre-assumed the situation. So when you were out...
Omni, Earth is flat in the citation you sent me to, surface level. For my audience's benefit, he is not on server mute. I've shut up everybody but Omni. Everybody who's trying to give him lifelines will be shut up. I'll stay here indefinitely. Omni, you're trying to dodge me. I'm not muting you. I'm winning when I ask you about the flat Earth surface level in the cited sources you sent us to. But your responses were, you don't understand, and it's just you saying that. Simon Dan, this would be you. My bitch. Craig, Fight the Flat Earth. This would be you. My bitch. Dave, not a professor. This would be you. You'd be my bitch, just like Omni. I'm not muting him. This fucking cuck coward is over my knee getting a proper spanking metaphorically. Not one you make up that I don't do to my children. He's getting a metaphorical spanking right now. Omni's not been server muted. Anybody who tries to toss him a lifeline will be, though. Yeah? I'm asking you, Omni, about the citation you sent us to and its requirement for a flat Earth measurement of surface level. What say you? You were keen to ask me if I wanted responses in the middle of my statements previously. You pathetic globe-believing cuck, getting absolutely destroyed by, not Roger, Nathan Oakley, 1980. Me, Omnivore. You pathetic bitch. You are a representative of every single globe-believing cuck like yourself, Omni, at the moment. I've associated you with how Simon Dan would behave in my presence when I took Simon Dan to his requirement of a flat Earth, like I've taken you to your requirement of a flat Earth, Omnivore. I asked for some introspection politely earlier and you didn't give it me. This is what you get. Absolutely nothing in response, ladies and gentlemen. Haven't had to server mute him. He's been struck down in total fear. He's got absolutely no response to the flat Earth requirement in his own sources. Earth is measured flat. There is absolutely no response or rebuttal to it. And when we get a perceived argument from someone like Omnivore, the first thing I will direct his attention to is his use of a flat Earth in his citation. Best rebuttal so far, you don't understand. That's what they've got. Flat Earth's been measured by Omnivore. He knows Earth's flat. I know Earth's flat, and now everybody listening to this, thinking that I have to mute you pathetic cucks to win? Not at all. Right, Omni? Thanks for playing, Omni. Earth's flat. Welcome to Flat Earth. In future, I'd advise you don't use our measurements. If you're going to direct me to Andrew Thomas Young and his shit that uses a flat Earth surface level, I'll tell you off. Yeah? You'll have me coming down on you like a ton of bricks, you pathetic little shit. Don't use our measurements, Omni. Now, I am going to demand a fucking response to what I demand. This isn't my server, but I've certainly got some clout here. Now, I expect a frickin' response from you. I'm telling you off. You're engaged in a flat Earth argument telling us how flat it isn't, and using our measurements. Don't use our stuff, Omnivore. In this case, surface level, in your citation. Do you hear me? Coward bitch.
Can I say something, Nathan?
Yeah, the coward bitch can't even respond when I tell him off for using our stuff. He's a thief! He uses his stuff, and when you catch him red-handed, all he can do is look at his shoes. Don't use our stuff, Omnivore. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, the only way to measure an apparent distance to the horizon is via an eye line to the horizon and your vertical height above sea level and treating sea level as your horizontal. Right? So that's what they'd have to do. They'd have to measure an apparent distance to the horizon, right, with a horizontal baseline. And then, once they have that distance, then they can start working in their 7/6R, which curves that distance and places it, or whatever over 6R, which curves that distance and places it below sea level. But what they normally do is, let's just say with the black swan, let's just say we see the horizon from a 6-foot observer height at 10.6 miles away. It appears to be 10.6 miles away because there's an island that we know is 10.6 miles away from where we're standing, right? What they'll do, right, is they'll take that distance, right? That's a horizontal distance. They'll take it, right, and they'll take the observer height, and they'll square the observer height, and then multiply it by 2640. That's what you'd have to do. See, Adam Meakin, he's the man for this. And then divide it by, square the distance, multiply it by 2640, then divide it by the observer height, and then they'll get a radius to a light sphere, that right? Then they'll divide that by the 3959, and then multiply that by 6, and that'll give them how much over 6R. You know, I can nearly guarantee you that Omnivore telling you that you don't know the maths or we don't know the maths, he doesn't know what I just said. I can prove here that Omnivore would not be able to give a correct over 6R for his own paradigm.
I don't doubt it. Meanwhile, he's not going to acknowledge me telling him don't use our stuff when he's used our stuff. If he's not going to acknowledge the flat earth he's utilising, he can fuck right off. I've kicked him out. Piss off. Roger got caught in the crossfire. Now, he couldn't keep throwing him lifelines. I had to eventually shut him up. But right at the last moment, after I got rid of Omnivore, Roger also dropped of his own volition, presumably because I'd server muted him. But I was sick of him tossing lifelines. It's like,
I don't trust that Roger guy.
I don't care about whether or not you trust him. He's just not going to get to throw Omnivore lifelines when I'm saying, no, address the flat earth in your measurement you've sent me to. I've taken my time out of my day to go to the citations. He's barking about getting permissions to send this stuff. I go and look at it. I ask him about the flat earth he's using. Dumbfounded silence. Wants to address Roger. Roger's constantly tossing him lifelines. Then, well, I can put a stop to that. And what do we get after I put a stop to Roger tossing him constant lifelines? Total silence in response to what about the flat earth you're using. Yeah? Because he's clearly been taught better to say nothing than completely ruin your own paradigm that you're here to promote non-stop and make it seem that there's an argument to have, because that's all he does. Wait for the next opportunity to make it seem like there's an argument to have when someone gives him the opportunity, in this case, Roger. Well, tough luck. No, I'll hold you to the point where I'm representing every globe-believing fuckhead like Simon Dan and Craig McNeil, all these assholes who would be in exactly the same fucking boat if they were sat here, wouldn't they? Oh, unless they could just get away with chanting through me non-stop, not making a point. But when they're held to task about the flat earth they're all damn well using too, they would be reduced to the exact same blithering, cowardly mess that Omnivore was reduced to of his own volition. Nobody was muting him. He's being invited to discuss the flat earth in his own citation from Thomas Young. Did he? Did he fuck? Coward bitch. And I wanted that to be made abject clear while I'm addressing him with disdain, and he sat there on mute of his own volition, going, "Oh, I think I'll just go on mute then."
Yeah, because they are using a dip between oil level and surface level, and that is they are using a dip between two parallel horizontal planes for their globe maps. When you understand them, they're limiting the distance mathematically. They limit the distance of the horizontal plane to create a 3959 globe for them to be standing on. That's what they do.
Yeah,
it's really
perfect.
ridiculous.
Exactly. Perfect summary. And we know they do the maths with the plane that we're measuring to begin with, so we'll just hold them to the plane they need to. And what will we get in response? Stone cold silence. Yep, that's no problem for me. I'll just call these people cowards. You need to think I need a mute button to point out your flat earth you need to use also. No, I do not. But writhe and squeal is what they will do while I try and point that out. If I was ever to go on a fucking neutral platform, you'll get to the point where I go, what about this flat earth that's being used as blah, 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 blah. That's what you get on a neutral platform.
Yeah, on a neutral platform, you'll be told to be quiet. That's what will happen.
Yeah, me asking repeatedly, you're using surface level in your maths, what gives? Earth's flat then? No, you need to shut up. You seem to be interrupting him chanting through you.
It's a bit difficult to do just by explaining it, right, or describing it. But I could go through step by step in a video. The starting point, right through to the end point, where they end up with a 3959 globe. And no point was curvature ever measured in any of that, or observed in any way, or used. The curvature ends up becoming a mathematical thing. That's a consequence of how they're forming it. But it all comes back to a pre-assumption of a globe. Every part of it comes back to a pre-assumption of after a horizontal plane has been referenced.
It's a pretty good spot to be in a debate when the other person has to immediately concede the argument, you know?
Yeah, but let's go back to let's forget about all that, this globe stuff. Let's go back to the initial claim. The distance to the horizon. The horizon doesn't have a distance. It can't have a distance. It's not a tangible geometric point. For something to have a distance, it needs to have some kind of a geometric point. There needs to be 2 points and the distance between them. 2 geometric points. It doesn't have a distance. It's an optical location that changes. Changes with weather, changes with optics, changes with elevation. You know what I mean? You can stand there and watch it change its own position without you changing anything. Just stand there looking at it. Within an hour, the weather changes, it can change its apparent position in relation to you. So how can it have a distance? It can't. This is why they have to add in over 6R, right? But there's always at least 7 over 6R. It's their little caveat, or they're trying to get out their back door. They need to have that, you know, which is that's based off of the presumption of a globe. Just 1 second, Joe. I'm just saying that's the mathematics for that are based off of the measurement of a 3959 globe. They can't be measured because of the claimed non-refraction, single medium non-refraction, that's based off of the measurement of the globe that they can't measure because of the thing that stops them from measuring it. That's based off of them actually measuring it. It's such a joke. It's all down to them having to make allowances for the fact that the horizon is not geometric, and that's that. Go on, talk to them.
Clearly not.
Yeah, clearly not.
Yeah, I did want to.
He sounded like it's something we wanted to say.
I did want to add the citation that Omni was saying I didn't provide him, just for everybody's edification here. And this is in regards to the LIDAR mapping and how it's utilized. This is from the Government of Canada Federal Airborne LIDAR Data Acquisition Guidelines. States that the orientation, and it says pitch, roll, and heading of a LIDAR instrument with respect to a straight and level flight is part of the guidelines.
You know what happens a lot in this arena, and it'll be a constant every day, all day on this Discord server, is people will be asking, mostly globers, looking for citation and producing citation that mean absolutely nothing. Who cares what citations say? Can it be supported in reality? Then the citation has some relevance. You know what I mean? But if it can't be supported in reality, demonstrated, then your citation means nothing. So them asking you to even produce a citation, why aren't they asking you for proof? Why are they asking for a citation? Citation doesn't prove things. Go on.
Maybe, Brian, maybe in their long protracted silences, maybe that's what they're doing. They're trying to square up which side decides to go up against us. Because again, how does the same side simultaneously tell you the curve is too big to measure, but yet we account for it and measure it? And that's coming from the same side. So how does that work out? Maybe that's what they're doing in their long protracted silences, trying to work that out before coming to check us out.
So, Chocolate, if you said that, if you said gravity was a force, and I said it's not a force, right? And I said, show a citation for your claim, Chocolate, and you produce a citation that says gravity is a force, does that prove that gravity exists at all? No, that's not proof of anything. That's not supported by anything. It's BS. So a citation without support and demonstration, right, is nothing.
Yeah, I got a citation that says Superman is from Krypton.
Yeah.
Does that make Superman from Krypton?
Exactly. I mean, that's something that someone. It's not. Do you know what I mean? There's all kinds of things that people can say. People say all kinds of things, and people in authority say all kinds of things. They're constantly saying things. So what? They have to support their claim with demonstration, or else their claim and their citation mean nothing.
Define support.
Define support. Prove.
I'm joking, Brian.
Sasha.
I know, but it still required the, the adequate answer.
I mean, are there Globers in here? Maybe we can get like 2 Globers to go at it, right? We can get one Glober that cites that the curve is too big to measure, and then the other one will tell us all about how we account for the curve that the other one said is too big to measure, and then they can have it out, and we can get popcorn. Because I'm good with that.
They got to get their shit together first, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, but they'll never do that. They'll never go against each other. They'll always, even if they're openly contradicting each other within each sentence.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. They keep contradicting each other. We witnessed it Saturday.
Yeah, but they smile and say it's a globe at the end. So they're in. All they have to be in is in accordance with each other that it's a globe. That's all they have to be. At the end, that's all they have to be.
Right, and now they're saying
that's why I'm going to keep pointing that out so that people can understand. Maybe somebody doesn't understand, they can understand. Yeah, there's a contradiction in your claim, right? There's shit that y'all need to worry about and work out between yourselves before you come check us. You can't tell us it's too big to measure, and we also measure it and account for it while flying, and then tell us that things like pitch data, which shows no pitch deviating, that is also a curve.
No, now what they're saying is there's this thing called pitch data. Like it's some like tossed in thing from left field.
What is this? What is this pitch data you speak of?
No.
What are you talking
They
about?
call it the pitch data argument. It's not an argument.
It's not even an argument. It's a fact.
But that's what. That's the thing. Pitch data is just data. Data is not an argument. It is what it is.
Oh, so you're saying they're saying pitch data argument.
Once it comes from a source, hang on. Once it comes from some kind of reputable source, it is what it is.
All right, but you're saying they're
there
saying
has to be
pitch data
support
argument to make it appear like there's
Let
an
me
argument.
finish. I'm trying to finish something
Holy
here.
shit! You fucking stopped.
I'm trying to finish. Arthur, you tell us all about it then, Neil.
On you go, Neil. Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, my point being is that data, just like with citation, must be supported by something in reality. Data on its own means nothing. It has to have support in reality, right? The support for the pitch data is the lift effect. How airplanes fly and what they have to do to fly. That proves, right? That's why the pitch data is what it is. The pitch data shows what it shows because the lift effect requires the plane to fly horizontally with a pitch above horizontal. That's the support for the pitch data. So if someone else comes at me with data from some satellite out in the heliocentric sky vacuum, that means nothing because you can't support your position. So that type of data is the same as a citation that's supported by nothing. Now, Neil, I'm sorry. That's all I was trying to get to.
But Omnivore this morning even mentioned the elevators of the airplane. And that's where the pitch data comes from. How much elevating or dropping from? The elevators.
The pitch
It's
is
elevating
in
from
relation
what?
to
From
the
horizontal.
attitude indicator. The elevators of the plane, they help lift. They help. You use elevators with speed to determine your pitch, and you know what I mean. How much you're going to pitch at whatever speed or whatever.
Yeah, it shows the attitude of the airplane.
The pitch is from the attitude indicator. The attitude indicator creates a horizontal, and the pitch is how much above or below that horizontal. That's what pitch is. Pitch is not from elevators on the backs of planes. That's just idiotic. That's what that is. That's an attempt to try and change reality. As you said, George, was it you? Was it George says that earlier? Said what's pitch in relation to?
Exactly, it's in relation to the horizontal. From the moment you take off, and you start elevating, those elevator indication is going to show your elevation, basically, your altitude, until you level
But
out
your
to the airplane
elevation
again.
and altitude is not the pitch. Relation to it, it's related to it in the data, but it's not the pitch. The pitch is how much the chord line of the wings is pitched above or below horizontal.
Yeah, on the pitch data graph, you have different graphs. And the bottom one, it shows in relation to the horizontal plane.
All pitch is in relation to a flat plane. Like, even if you were going down and you wanted to change your pitch with respect to that trajectory, it would still be planar in nature.
Yeah, it's all in relation to the same horizontal plane. There's not different horizontal planes. It's just nonsense, craziness that's been made up to help people stay within a paradigm that doesn't exist in reality, outside of it being a paradigm in people's minds.
It's nice though when your opponent brings a citation that proves your claim for you, or makes using your statement as the basis of their claim. That's good stuff right there.
I've been wanting to talk about, like, the landing distance ever since I heard Brian say something about it maybe a week ago. I posted something in the general chat, Master B, and it's
Yeah,
like,
sorry, Felix.
yeah, everything that you read there that has to do with the calculation of landing a plane, like for a distance of 75 nautical miles, has nothing to do with the globe whatsoever. Like literally whatsoever. It's like they'll call it simple trigonometry. Yeah, whatever. When they're measuring, like, look what it says. It doesn't have shit to do with the globe.
Yeah,
Like, how would they
the
get
larger
around that?
planes, exactly, and the bigger planes, Eli, you'll extend that out. It could be 120 statute miles, maybe more. Depends on the situation, weather and stuff, I suppose. But the as an average, about 100 to 115, about 100 or 110 nautical miles, something like that. So no matter what, they're dealing with a horizontal plane of reference. These things can't be done if the Earth is low. Simple as.
Hey, the most leveled landscape you could think of is in a landing strip, commercial or private. Mad leveled. Any survey that says otherwise is lying, lying, lying. By the way, what's up?
Maybe it won't.
Yeah, what's up? But you don't need a landing strip. We're not talking about the runway. We're talking
Yeah.
about the landing distance, which is, like he said, could be 100 miles or more.
What I was talking about as
Well,
far as
what?
I was talking about the elevation angle measurement from that whole landing aircraft carrier or landing strip on the terrain that has to be measured from the altitude of the plane coming down to get that trigonometric
What?
or that that angle to get that proper landing where you get that horizontal differential as you coming and you're descending. That's what I'm talking about.
What?
It's still a
What they
horizontal.
actually do? Yeah. Well, look, what they actually do. So, because what you're saying, I'm not sure if you're what exactly you're saying, but it could be construed slightly wrong by someone who understands it a bit better. What they do is let's say they're at 38,000 feet, then they set their trigonometry for their descent angle, right, when they're pitching below horizontal, right, for 37,000 feet. So they end up about 1,000 feet above the airport. And that last 1,000 feet is what they'll use to come in slow and land. Because they're not going to come in land nose first. They're going to come in, they're going to level out, and then they're going to go nose up slow and fly in slow. Because with the higher angle of attack, they can hold the lift and fly slow. So that's what they're going to do. So
Exactly.
they won't come. They would like the end of like the point of the triangle won't be on the ground. It'll be 1,000 feet above the ground. But the point is that it can happen on the globe. You can't do that, and you can't do that. The differential is going to be soon. You'll be at least, as an average, at least over a mile out, and that only depends on that's as an average, at least over a mile out. So that would mean that the airport would be at least more than a mile below you. But yet it's not. It's always 1,000 feet.
And then you can look into those, what are those planes? The buoyant landing pads, like those little small propeller jets that are capable of landing onto the water and remain buoyant.
But
Those
they'll have to
planes
do the
is
same thing. They'll have to do the same thing.
right. That's what I'm saying. And we know sea is
The
level.
point is that the adjacent of that triangle they'll make, the adjacent of that triangle, right, will be parallel, would mean sea level. That means mean sea level or sea level has to be horizontal. Because it can't be. They can't come in to fly and land using trigonometry on a globe. It doesn't work. They're going to end up at least a mile, more than a mile too high. at least, for your average commercial airliner. Are they doing that? Are these commercial airliners flying into Heathrow Airport in London right now? God knows how many of them flying in every day.
Well, Brian, if you look at it externally, you know,
from the internal perspective of the plane, yeah, it works. But externally, it doesn't. Yeah.
But Brian, did you notice every time when it's claim about aeroplanes, it's one aeroplane, always. It's not about
I know where you're going with
there is in this time, let's say for sure, 20,000 aeroplanes landing and going up. And that 20,000 aeroplanes accounting on the curvature in every direction because they are going like a gas in every direction, and they are accounting on curvature also. All of them. Not
That's
one
a great
aeroplane.
point.
Yeah. I must have missed those calls when I worked at the airport.
Yeah.
Like how different planes were landing on different runways with the Earth moving in one specific direction. Yeah, I must have missed that. The decade I spent out in the airport. Yeah.
You're off mute, Eli. You're off mute.
You got to get off mute.
Still off mute.
But that was a good point he made.
And all airports are built like east-west, all of them.
Yeah, you're definitely helping.
Yeah.
But I just want to take people's attention off of the airport. Like while the airport is like, okay, you're not paying attention. The plane could be 100 miles away. The trigonometry they're using.
So you say we're not paying attention?
Forget it. No, it's like because people are like the plane, the runway, and I'm like, yeah, I want the main sauce to be talked about. Like that whole distance is horizontal.
From which direction will come that plane?
Way, like
there is no. We're going to take into account the difference between the horizontal, between a tangent point to. It's none of that. It's just straight up trigonometry. There's no spinning of the earth. There's none of that.
Yeah, but think about this, Eli. Right now, this is one of 2 points I was trying to bring up yesterday evening, but it just didn't happen. I'm only going to bring up one of those points now. What about a plane that's taking off from Heathrow Airport? That's using trigonometry to get to its altitude, right? Now, that won't be as severe of a differential as a plane landing, because the taking off, they can have a much steeper angle of attack taking off than they can coming in to land. But you try working that out where a plane is taking off to get to their altitude with trigonometry, and another plane is coming in to land right behind it. So it's taking off on one runway, and there's another plane coming right back in to land on the same runway or the one next to it. See how that works out for a go. How many hills do you need?
But Brian, wait a minute. But if you're in a plane and you're just hovering and the Earth's sitting up underneath you.
Eli, mister, you're not paying enough attention. You're off mute.
My bad.
One second.
No, I was saying, but Brian, you got to understand, according to Wolfie, if you're just hovering above, and you
Eli,
kind of like
Eli,
land your plane like the Jedi, or like Luke, like Han Solo, and just come down and just descend.
Yeah, but never mind. Don't even go into that, right? Because that's bringing farcity.
Brian.
I'm being facetious. I'm being facetious.
Yeah, I'm talking.
I know.
Yeah, but what D Rose is doing is why I came off mute. It's like, stop doing that.
Yeah, we don't need to go into farce. We just stick with what reality is. Never mind what whoever says, whatever plane pilot says. Never mind all that. Stick to what's happening, what happens in reality. A plane taking off, let's say.
You know what's funny though? But you know what's funny though? Somebody can say you're looking at an exterior vantage point, and it's a ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
I say something like this, and I got to get a lecture.
Yeah, but you're going back. Yeah, Chocolate said that at the end of one of the points I was making. Okay, I'm not going to say that doesn't sometimes take away from the from the situation. Right? It does sometimes. I'm not going to say it doesn't. But I'm with Eli on this. We should speak about what's actually happening as opposed to, for the moment, not the farce side of it. There is a farce side to it. You're not wrong. And I know it's probably a bit hypocritical for us to not say anything to chocolate when he said that and then say this to you. But we're trying to deal with what's actually happening. That's all.
Right. This is just another aspect of the pitch data. Like, you know, they got that little landing piece too. And the thing is, we don't talk about it. Like, well, this is yet another thing that I'm saying, hey, this is completely, you know, taking a frame of reference as horizontal for their calculations. There's no curvature involved here. Are there any globers that are willing to respond to that? Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Silence is usually typical. What's that, Professor Dave? There's no rebuttal?
Talking to me?
No, I'm just doing what you did earlier when you were saying if this was Professor Dave, if this was this person, if this were that person, they'd have no response. They'd be silent.
Absolutely. These are the people out there claiming that I've got a mute button and what Q equals do 7 offsuit. Yes, Nathan. Well, I'm glad you asked it. Good job you brought it up.
So I'm guessing omnivore left.
Yeah, sorry. Is that Roger that just said that?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that was me that muted you. I'm so sorry. You got caught in the crossfire, my friend.
Fine, dude.
So I'm sorry.
I was waiting for him to give me proof of gravity and a couple other things, but he wasn't going to go that deep, I'm sure.
Indeedy. Just so you know, there were several people that suggested you were a shill when you were absent as a result of me muting you. Just so you know.
Aw, I'm a shill now. Where's my paycheck, Nathan? I need it. Where's my percentage?
It was specifically Neil.
Why were you coming in to help omnivore?
I wasn't trying to help him, man.
Things. Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were.
Not.
That's exactly what I would do if I was trying to help him. Exactly what I would do.
Well, I'm not you,
Gravity
Brian.
wasn't even power to the conversation. You bring it up.
I'm not trying to be part of the conversation necessarily. I just thought I would poke him a little bit.
I too think you're a shill.
Poke him with what? He was fine.
Well, I've been, he's been hounding me forever, and I've been avoiding him, and I just wanted to see what kind of response I'd get out of him.
Do you want to discuss gravity?
Oh, no, not really. There's no like real evidence for it. It's just a hijacking of relative density and disequilibrium to start with.
What is it? What is it
there
we're
isn't
talking about?
an it. Yeah, there's, but they label it gravity. They threw a G beside of it. That's all they did.
So you're talking about the inertial plane and the downward vector with respect to it? Is that the gravity you're talking about?
You could say that. It's due to the density of the object in the medium that it's in, correct?
Specific gravity.
And there's
it's kind of irrelevant. It's irrelevant, really. It doesn't matter. I mean, if they're using a flat plane to describe what's happening, and they're describing it incorrectly, I don't really care. Do you?
No, I don't.
Center of mass perpendicular to a flat plane.
But it's all refracted on that plane. Everything. All the time. It's not really there.
Still a flat plane, though. It's got to be that.
Reflected plane? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's got to be a flat plane. But after that, we can talk about how it's a ball.
Oh.
Crazy.
Yeah. I hope he comes back.
Who, me?
I mean that from the bottom of my heart. No, omnivore. No, Nathan, you're always there. This is your home away from home.
Just coincidentally, I was giving my daughter back her super glued. What is that anyway, Clover? What is it?
It's
A bluey what?
It's a bluey shop with food.
A bluey shop with food that you put your foot through? What do you mean, well, mumble? Anyway, my bad.
Yeah, my grandkids have some of those. They have some bluey toys too. They're made out of cardboard too, and pasted wood.
Yeah, basically. That's what it looked like when she put her foot through it. You wouldn't call it wood. Wood is not what it is made of.
Yeah, it's not. No, definitely not.
I'm going to have to round out because it's starting to get noisy here. So with that, I'll say another huge, massive, enormous thank you to both Discord and G+ panels for making today's after show possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of you for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, and all that good stuff. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.